going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I have a vlog, probably the most vlog style video I'm gonna have to date. Today I'm going to be working on the MR2. I have to get this fender off. When I took it over to my collision center, they said they were super busy, so I have to be able to help them out a bit just so they can help me out. So I have to remove the fender, headlamp lid, and of course the hood's off right now. I may keep it off, but I do also have to remove the front bumper and everything down there. It's going to be quite interesting. So let's see what I have to do here. It seems somewhat easy, but I'm afraid that when I get to the front it's going to be kind of a pain. So right here, I can easily access this bolt here, and I can potentially access some of the other bolts down there. Because of how it's bent here, the door won't allow me to open it all the way up. There are two bolts down there I can get to as well, but we'll kind of see how this goes. I also just picked up a new shop vac, so I'm going to go ahead and open that right now. Needing a shop vac for a while so I can finish doing details and stuff like that. This here is the Craftsman shop vac I picked up. It does have 4 horsepower. It's a 5-gallon one. Pretty tiny, but for the details and stuff that I do, it should get the job done. It does have a couple different attachments. Like it has this here, and I think more inside here. Let's take a look if I can figure out how the heck this thing opens. Let's see, you're just gonna watch me struggle along here. Yeah, there we go. There's all my attachments. There's the hose. We have a random foam filter, and it's flat. Some more attachments here. Wheels, bag, and just a random cardboard, looks like a seashell. Oh, hi. To assemble this thing. Who needs instructions anyway? There. Now we are fully assembled here. Have a couple different attachments here, here, and here. The long 3 of these little extensions here, and this hose. This is a pluggable one. There was a battery option one, and I was not about that life. Just realized I haven't shown you guys my detail cabinet here. So I have a couple different things here I use for cleaning. A lot of it is all Adams polishes. I use waterless wash here, here, and here. Interior detailer, some leather cleaner and stuff. Iron remover, detail sprays, ceramic coating. There's a bunch of different things I use here. Glass cleaner. I have a ton of stuff. And then when Brandon, you give me my buffer back, I can start doing paint corrections again. Have a tiny little pressure washer down there. This is a spill-free funnel that I'm going to pull out of here. Actually shouldn't be in there. Have a lightweight flywheel back there, which also shouldn't be in here. It's just now helping out with weight balancing this cabinet. Some wash, lubricants, stuff like that. But yeah, there's my detailing cabinet for you guys. Well, up here I do have my 2 buckets for the 2-bucket method wash. A sponge that I don't generally use, actually. It's just an old sponge. If you heard the faint buzzing in the background, that's me charging the battery for the MR2. It's has not been charged since I've got the MR2, but has not died either because the battery's actually way too big for the vehicle. It's for a completely different vehicle in all honesty. But it gets the job done. And if it doesn't die, then that's more of a plus for me, right? Thank you. I'm gonna put you over here for now. I'll say hi, Miata. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to get started on this now and go from there. Starting to go ahead and get the fender off here, and I noticed fender liner. I don't know if you can see it back here. There's a bunch of gunk and built up leaves back here. It is pretty disgusting. But knowing that I have to take whatever's left of this fender liner out of here, I'm probably going to pull this wheel off. So time to get the jack. Oh yeah, if you guys ever get complaints from your neighbors that your car is too loud, just take your jack for a walk at 3 in the morning because they'll love that. Just be like, it's my pet. Gotta take it for a walk every once in a while. Let's see. I'm just gonna finish well. Why not? No, I don't have impacts or anything like that, so I have to break lug nuts loose the old-fashioned way. If you didn't notice, I like to live my life on the edge. I got a perfect Harbor Freight jack stand here for you. Spencer, this one's for you. Alright, so as you can see, there's not much left of my fender liner here. It's pretty floppy here. Yeah, so that unfortunately has to go as well. But I will hopefully find a parts car in the future that I can snag that off of. If any of you down in the comments below know anyone, or even if you personally have an AW11 you need to, you know, kind of get rid of some parts on it, definitely let me know. I'm definitely obviously in the market for it. Now I know I just said I didn't have an impact. This is just a 3/8 inch impact. It's definitely not strong enough to break the lug nuts loose. Well, that's what's left of my fender liner there, so every day. Oh yeah, that is lovely. Well, thankfully, just taking a quick peek under here, everything seems to be fairly okay. Because I've not looked under here since the accident. Doesn't look like much really got damaged. You can see back here a bit where the I guess the seam sealer or the undercoating spray got a little bit of cracking in it, just because it did shift the chassis just a little bit. But everything surprisingly still looks pretty good. It's not showing much metal, so of course no rust. So yeah, should be in the good to go. As for fender only bolts, I got pretty much everything out. There were some down here, some up here, and I believe that was everything, aside from the two that were down here, which got loose as well. The weirdest thing about this vehicle to me, the front bumper goes on first before the fender, but also at the same time, the way the headlamp goes in, there's no real way to get it out because of the way the mounting holes are positioned. There's like one up top that goes through the top of the body and then two that go through the bottom. So if you try to pull it straight out, of course the top and the bottoms are just gonna stop, so there's nothing really to help you get it out. The reason I know this is because the parts MR2 I took it off of, trying to get that thing out was a complete nightmare, and never again. But of course I have to do it again because I have to replace it. So I'm on to these fender bolts here. There's 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one is under here, so that's going to be the lovely one to try to get out, but I'll still be able to get it one way or another. Of course, in this day and age we do have hammers, pliers, a wide variety of tools to be able to help us out in our time of need. After a little persuasion here and here, you can see where the fender split there as well, I was able to get access to the bolt heads, so I should be able to get this fender off hopefully fairly quickly. Well, I've run into a little predicament here. Down this hole, if it'll focus here, you may or may not be able to see it, but there is another bolt that I need to get out that, of course, I don't have access to unless I can get that off, but this is kind of blocked by a fender and a bumper right now, so yeah, we're gonna see how that goes here. Yes! Yes! Success! Alright, so I got the fender pulled on. I do have to say this here. This is the side marker. New fender's one I think was damaged, so I figured since this one did not get damaged in the accident, I would just save it. So let me figure out a way to get that out of there somehow. Yeah, the other thing. So this little silver trim piece, it's painted behind it. So I've been doing a lot of research. You can get the rest, you can get this part on the door all the way back to the pretty much fuel tank on this side, but they discontinued the front fender one. So I have to figure out how to get this off of here and onto the new fender, since the new fender is white. Unless one of you knows or has an 87 to 89 MR2's front fender that you want to give me that would be paint matched to it, I'd appreciate that too. Side marker out, ready to use for the new fender. as we come over here, I noticed that the fender's off here. There's really not much damage, thankfully. This got bent down a little, this as well way up here, but I mean, when you come in here, this is really the most it got damaged. You can kind of see the creasing here, but nothing really got severely damaged. You can see how the firewall on this side, or at least the frame, is kind of straight up and down and doesn't hit this. You come over here, it's kind of folded in, creased there as well, and yeah, it just needs to be pulled back into shape here. But I bet once my collision center is able to get their whatever they use to pull the body back into shape, you pull up on this and pull out, guarantee it'll pull that back into place. And guess what? I have a great run in MR2 again. I mean, nothing really got damaged mechanically, thankfully, so I can still technically drive it. Radiator's not hit, anything like that, 'cause it's way over there in comparison to like where the headlight lid is here. So everything, thankfully, is pretty salvageable on here. Alright, so I've been chipping away for about the past hour or so. I did get this little trim piece off here. Got the two little bolts on the side there that hold the bumper on. I just need to take out the fender liner on this side now to get these three bolts here. But I also started taking off everything down here, so I got this lower front lip off on the left side here. This, however, I can't take off because there is an AC line that goes through it, and I'm like, why did Toyota design it like that? That is ridiculous to me. So yeah, either I'm going to have to cut this because I have to replace it anyway, or undo the AC line, which I'm pretty sure is still pressurized. But yeah, it's kind of a dumb thing that Toyota did there, but I'm still making progress here. I'm about to call it a day here, I think. Probably just throw the wheel back on and then go from there.
We were staying in Paris to get away from your parents, and I thought, wow, if I could take this in a shot right now, I don't think that we could work this out on a terrace. I don't know if it's fair, but I thought, how could I let you fall by yourself? Well, I'm wasted with someone else.
I have to say, it definitely looks interesting now without a fender, but soon it will look just like this very soon. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap up this video here. I'm going to make this a multiple part series. I did get quite a bit accomplished today. Pretty happy with how much I got done today. You know, I didn't get everything done, like pull the front bumper, stuff like that, but I did get pretty much just as far as I wanted to. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to make it a multiple part series. I think I said that already. So this is part 1. I will see you guys in part 2. Please like, subscribe, share, and remember, don't quit on a body that won't quit.